songs. And I actually, quick story, I was dating a guy who lived in Canada. And he went and saw them before they were even famous. And he had a little teeny cassette.
Oh, wow.
Like a cassette
Yeah.
that had a piece of green paper slipped into it as the cover, like they printed it on their computer.
Yeah.
That's
and it
awesome.
said Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I let my brother borrow it.
And you never gave it back.
Oh, no.
Never gave it back.
Oh,
too
no.
And this is like...
And you probably lost it, I'm sure, or threw it away.
You know, cassette. Remember that? So I'm hearing like a funny...
That is my fan.
Oh, that's your fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you gotta shut that off.
Well, I mean...
Oh.
No, I can have the luxury of a fan. You guys can.
All right, put the fan on.
Yeah.
Put the fan on.
You
Put the
should
fan on.
torture her.
I'm gonna live vicariously through you.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
And
All
I'm
right.
gonna imagine that the fan is on me.
I'm basking in this warm air breezing through the room.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna change my
You should have
photo.
a pina colada in your hand.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna put this on for picture. Take down my little friend here.
It's all about staging.
Absolutely. Branding. Branding yourself. There you go. All right.
Well, it's in the picture. Oh my God, I am sweating. There goes the hairdo.
No,
You don't look like you're melting yet.
I am so sweating. I am sweating in places.
Good thing you're wearing a tank top, Nicole.
I know.
Sleeveless
Because
shirts.
then I would have, big pit marks.
All right.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Sweet. Here we go.
I tried to look for a
Good afternoon, and welcome to WATD's Powerful Women Revealed. You're invited to enjoy an ongoing series of uplifting, educational, and intimate discussions with local, powerful women that have all made the commitment to take their businesses and organizations to a higher level. These entrepreneurs have turned their dreams into reality. They work hard, outshine, and they mean business. These women reveal and share their inspirations, milestones, and successes with your host, Nicole Perry.
Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in to Powerful Women Revealed. I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and today our topic is about money, but more specifically about mortgages. So it'll be a great show today. My guest today is Stacey Jordan, Senior Vice President with Benchmark Mortgage, located at 15 South Park Avenue in Plymouth. And I say Plymouth because Benchmark is a national equal housing lender with 53 branches in 50 states. Stacey has over 16 years experience in the mortgage industry and takes great pride in helping educate her clients and provide exceptional customer service. Stacey Jordan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, so glad to have you here today. And I love having you here because I love these deep, topics that I know nothing about. So I'm going to learn a lot today, right? Now, I did read that you studied clinical psychology. How did you change from that to the mortgage industry?
Well, my background is in early childhood and psychology, and my intentions were to go on to teaching.
Oh, okay. So you had a shift happen. What happened?
I did have a shift. Well, I purchased a home. I got married, purchased a home within the same week at age 23.
Wow.
Yeah. And then from there, I went ahead to purchase an investment property at age 25.
Okay. So I see where you're going.
So also at that time, I was 9 months pregnant with my first child.
Holy cow.
And applying for a mortgage again.
Okay.
And the gentleman who did my mortgage said to me, "You'd be great in the mortgage business. My family owns the company. Once you close on this loan, naturally, you can't quit your job yet.
Yeah.
But you should consider a career in mortgages." And, and at the time, I was working at State Street Bank in Quincy, and I was working in the financial segment. And I was commuting, and it was a great job. But as he explained further, you can work from home. Your hours are flexible, unlimited income. That was very appealing to me. So I thought, okay, why not do it?
So you still have a love for children.
I do.
And you have a lot of philanthropy happening, on the back end.
Correct.
Now, what made you decide to open up your own franchise?
That's been sort of evolving, as you had mentioned.
Over time, yeah.
I'm celebrating 16 years in mortgage lending, and I can sort of take you through my history, essentially. But 3 years ago, when I decided to open this branch for Benchmark Mortgage, it just seemed it was the right decision for me.
Right timing, right
timing.
decision.
You know, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that, but
yeah, with your career,
industry changes, and what I have already previously accomplished.
Yeah,
it was the right fit.
All right, now I love when we had our conversation. You said to me, "I basically lend my own money." What does that mean?
Okay,
because I would not be lending it if I had my own mortgage company. I'd be using it.
I should probably clarify a little bit and say
Yes.
I'm lending on behalf of Benchmark Mortgages money.
Okay, okay.
Not
All right.
Stacey Jordan.
No, but within
the framework, correct.
Within the framework. So it doesn't come from your Plymouth location. You're not a bank.
No, correct.
Okay.
So it's very confusing, I think, to the average person in terms of how mortgages, where the money comes from, because there's so many institutions and ways in which you can obtain a mortgage. So you have your bank, your traditional bank, which is a federally chartered institution. Then you have your mortgage broker. Mortgage broker is that in-between middle person that has a broker's license, and they're not lending their own money, they're lending an investor's money.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they're the middle person. And then you have the mortgage lender, which is how we operate, correct.
Okay.
And so we have our own money, and we sort of make credit decisions based upon, Fannie Mae guidelines, Freddie Mac, any portfolio products that we have. It's important, though, because we have the ability to operate very much like a bank. Bank has their own money to lend, so do we.
So kind of like, to use a big name bank, like Bank of America.
Correct.
You're doing the same thing.
We're doing the same exact thing.
But you're boutique.
Correct.
I love it. Okay, now, you did mention on the phone that if there are multiple offers on a property, they usually pick your client.
Correct.
Is it your client at that point?
It is.
Okay.
Typically, it's a client that we've already brought into the office. We've pre-approved them. We've analyzed their financials, and we have said, okay, you're ready to go find a home and shop with confidence.
Yeah.
So they're out searching for a home. And in this environment, especially, there's a lot of multiple offers out there. What the feedback?
Because there's not a lot of property right now.
No, there's a lack of inventory,
Yeah.
and that's what everybody is sort of crying about. So, the feedback we've received from the real estate community, especially, is that when they receive a pre-approval letter from our office, they know that the loan's going to close.
Really? Because it's the history that you've built. It's the
Correct.
reputation.
Yep.
And when you hand them that letter, it's as good as gold.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're pretty proud of that.
So people are very lucky to have you on their side.
We would like to think that, yes.
Okay. Now, why do you think, this is not really your expertise, but why do you think there's a lack of property?
Inventory?
Yeah. Are people holding on to their properties thinking, all right, it's not worth enough? I don't
know
want to
about
sell
that.
out and lose money.
There's still some of
'Cause that's
that.
me.
The markets
That's me.
have depreciated in the past 7 to 10 years, right? So there was a lot of equity lost.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, too.
We're seeing the trend of home appreciation. 7% was what I just read the other day. Homes have appreciated about 7% since last year. That's a big number. The typical appreciation is 3%. So those are positive.
In this day and age.
Correct. Well, overall, the industry says that a normal appreciating market appreciates at 3% each year. So anything outside of that norm is the perception or the thought is that it's a little bit out of whack, essentially. But we have a lot of making up to do.
From all the past
Correct.
years.
From the past few years.
It's so funny when I hear the home appreciation, I'm not thinking the same things that you're thinking.
No.
I'm thinking I appreciate my home.
Gotcha.
Now, why do you feel, or why was it important to you to have a boutique style office? And you've been there for 3 years.
3 years now. Yes.
Okay.
When I started out in the mortgage business, I did start out at a small local company, but then I quickly moved to a large national lender, Wells Fargo. We all know the name. I spent a number
Love that name.
number of years there. I gained tremendous experience. It was a wonderful time. And then I moved on to a startup company, which is interesting because I was at a large national lender, and then I went the complete opposite direction and went to a startup company. But it was great. I was able to take my experience from from that and transfer it to a startup. We had tremendous success at the startup company.
And you learned a lot.
Correct.
What not to do.
Exactly.
What to do. Mm-hmm.
Right. And change for me. And so I thought, why not combine, the big national lending concept and
experience.
that power, essentially financially, with the local lending, community building of the small boutique type situation. So that's where I sort of came up with what I really was looking to accomplish 3 years ago.
Wow. I love it. It's perfect.
I think so.
Well, nothing's perfect.
Well,
but
nothing's perfect,
It's
but
it's
correct.
close to perfection.
I think
Now,
so.
how do you find your team? How many people do you have in your office
we have a handful of people that work remote within my actual walls of my office. So we have a full-time production assistant, Priscilla is her name, and she works locally, and she worked locally in the community, and she had a real estate license.
Oh, okay.
So
she knows the industry.
She knows and she has industry experience, and she had some mortgage experience as well. So that was a great hire. And we also have someone that we just recently brought on, and her name is Kristen, and she also has a real estate license, and she is our client concierge. And so those are the two ladies that run the office, essentially.
Okay. And you're physically there every day.
Correct.
And then, so you have some people even remote.
We do. We have a handful of, we have 2 processing staff members, and then we have a handful of underwriters and closing department, and they all work remote, and it works wonderful.
Okay.
The client would never know it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what do you think your biggest strength is?
My communication skills.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. and honesty.
Honesty.
I mean,
you're very sincere.
I don't think there's any other way, especially in this line of work. The ability to look at someone's situation.
And you care.
And
I
do
can
care.
sense your caringness already, just meeting you today for the first time.
Yeah.
So, that's awesome. And what is your favorite part of the whole process?
Closing.
Closing.
Celebrating the closing.
Okay. So the closing, everybody wins.
Absolutely.
The client wins. Everybody gets paid.
Yeah, I don't even think about that. I just think about getting to the closing ahead of schedule is what we shoot for every time.
Okay.
Exceeding expectations.
Because there's a lot leading up to it.
There is so much.
And it's months.
Sometimes, a lot of our loans close in 30 to 45 days, no problem. Yeah, we're still working at that capacity.
Okay. All right. Wow. All right. Well, I hope you'll stay with us. My guest today is Stacey Jordan, and you can find her at 15 South Park Avenue in Plymouth, or you can go to staceyjordan.benchmark.us. I hope you'll stay with us. You're listening to Powerful Women Revealed right here on 95.9 WATD. Love it. Am I on? We on? Oh my God. If I had $1 million. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. I have to say. It's such a fun song. And if he played the whole thing, I could probably sing it word for word.
Feel free to do that.
No, I'm not going to do that right now. Okay. All right. Well, let's get back to business here. I just love playing music. I'm really a huge music fan.
I agree. Cleaning the house makes it so much nicer, right?
And when I turn it on, the kids start cleaning with me, and it changes from
It is amazing how it changes the entire environment.
It changes from arguments to everyone's chipping in. What can I do next? Yeah. Now, do you play music in the office? Like a little jazz?
Yes, definitely.
What do you play?
We switch it around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's regular pop, sometimes
Exactly.
jazz.
That drives us nuts after, we hear Taylor Swift for the 16th time and it's only 3 o'clock. So, yeah.
Poor thing. Okay, so now we all have our why. The great book out there. I don't even know the guy's name. Simon something. I feel really rude by not saying his name properly, but everybody's got their why, and his book is Start With Why. So what was your why when you first started your business, and what is your why now? Because we all evolve.
Right, definitely. My why when I started out was the ability to manage a family, manage a career, and have the ability to have access to unlimited income in the sense that what I put in, I get back. That was my why back then. My why today, I guess it hasn't changed a whole lot. I'm a single mother of 3. I have a very busy household, and I need the flexibility, but I need to be able to provide for my family. So, and I love what I do. I'm very blessed. This has been a great career for myself and my family.
And I'm sure your why has changed for your clients too.
Absolutely.
As the clients evolve, as you meet new clients.
Yes.
Now, what do you love most about the mortgage industry? Because I can't say that I would love it. Like I'd probably, I'd be good at anything I do,
right,
if I did it full time.
You might be surprised, but the majority of our day is spent is talking to clients. Really, getting to know them. Listening.
How about research? Is it a lot to do with research?
Now, it's always been a certain amount of research. You have to be proficient in knowing where to look for answers, guidelines, mortgage guidelines. What can you do? What can't you do? How to qualify a borrower? However, I don't. That's not a challenge, and I say oftentimes it's not rocket science. It's knowing where to find the information.
Oh, because it feels like rocket science to me.
It does to most people. It does, but I can assure you, it's not. The bulk of our business is spent counseling. I feel like that's where my psychology background is used the most.
Oh, in every career, every
I agree.
Every field.
Yeah, it's a very emotional process people go through when they purchase a home.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's for the first time or even second or third time.
And there's good emotions. There's bad emotions.
Correct.
People are frustrated.
They're very nervous.
Nervous. Yes. Yeah. Nervous energy.
Absolutely.
And frankly, what I love about you and realtors and, financial advisors and all kinds of people in the money industry is that I really don't want to lift a finger because it's not what I do for a living.
Right.
And I really just want to get to I don't want to lift a finger, and I don't want to lift a brain cell. Frankly, right. I don't really want to.
I think it's hard to know even what questions to ask if it's not an area you're proficient in. So that becomes stressful.
And I want you to spoon feed me the basic information so that I can make my own intelligent decisions on which way to go.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what was the most incredible thing that happened to you, whether good or bad, and how did it change you?
With respect to my business?
Well, maybe a mistake that you made, or a really, one of your biggest accomplishments, anything, and how did it really change you and change how you do things today?
That's an interesting question. I sort of look back at any change I've made within my career. I've always put a lot of thought into the changes I've made, whether it was leaving the large national lender, Wells Fargo, and going to a startup company. That was a very big decision for me at the time. I was doing well at Wells Fargo. I was in management, also working on loans, but I wanted to take some of that knowledge and I was excited about an opportunity to build a sales force, recruit, mentor, and also still work on loans at a startup company. And that experience is what allowed me, the opportunity to sort of go out on my own, work opening a branch for Benchmark Mortgage. So I guess I'm not sure if I'm answering your question.
I think you are, and I think that really, essentially, what I'm hearing is that every step of the way, every experience, every step, every turning, road or corner, you really thought it through.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I have to say, I don't want to come across the wrong way, but I don't have any regrets, and I don't feel that I've made any mistakes.
That's great. I love your answer. And that's a really good answer to hear from a mortgage person.
I feel very good about...
We don't want our mortgage people to have a ton of mistakes under their belt, right?
I never made changes without putting a lot of thought in thinking about how does it affect my career and my clients.
In your industry, it's really
correct.
Key.
Very.
Yeah.
I think so.
In mine, I'm sort of an action. I take action first and then think later.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can't really live any other way. And I just went to a workshop and a writing workshop, and I said I love hitting the send button. and a lot of people don't, but that's just me. I don't.
Right.
I think things through like you do,
Yeah.
but I probably don't think as long as you do.
And that's okay.
Now, why does that come so naturally to you? To help your clients to see what they can't see. Your experience.
Yeah, my experience. I think I sincerely love what I do. As I said, I can relate. I know I've been doing this for 16 years, but when you have a new client come in the office and you can see that they're terrified with the process and they don't really know if they're going to get that mortgage, we want to reassure them. And we want to make sure that it's a good experience for them and they're being educated along the way. And we truly care that the outcome, or at least the process itself, is the best experience it can be for them.
And I can sense that, you know, like you said, if someone comes in terrified, you sense that right away.
Immediately.
And you know what things to help them calm them.
Exactly.
Put them at ease so that they don't feel frustrated.
Right. And my staff is very like-minded. And that was important when I've made the hires that I've hired, they're very like-minded. They work and live in the communities. They have children, and they're extremely caring and understanding.
Now, so many things can go wrong. Is that right?
You should probably phrase it as what's going right, I should say, right? No, I shouldn't scare everybody, but the process is it's very intrusive. I tell people the process is extremely intrusive. There is going to be a tremendous amount of requests for paperwork, a lot of questions. It's a lot of validation.
Yeah.
Once you get through the hurdle of do I qualify, all we're doing for the next 30 days is verifying. And I do remind my clients of that often when we go back and ask for
we're just verifying.
Paperwork. Right. This is for verification purposes.
Okay.
It's sort of like a puzzle. You're working on a puzzle. It's a flower. You can tell that last piece is the corner of the flower, but it doesn't matter. You have to get that last puzzle piece in, otherwise you're not done.
And it won't work.
Correct.
Okay. What do your clients say about you at the end? What do they say at closing day? Because they're thanking you, they're thanking the realtor.
Right. They're just happy to be in their home, and they're probably happy to be done with providing us with paperwork.
Okay. All right. Well, we have to go to break. So I hope you'll stay with us. My guest is Stacey Jordan with Benchmark Mortgage, and you can find her at staceyjordan.benchmark.us. She's at 15 South Park Avenue in Plymouth, and it's Stacey with an E, just so everybody knows. You're listening to Powerful Women Revealed right here on 95.9 WATD. welcome back to Powerful Women Revealed. I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and my guest is Stacey Jordan with Benchmark Mortgage. And, you know, we were talking over the break, and one of the testimonials from your clients is the ladies at Benchmark Mortgage are truly one of a kind. They made my first time home buying experience a breeze. I love that word because that's very specific. They helped me understand everything I needed to know, and then some. I highly recommend them to anyone looking for financial assistance. What I want to know is, how do these make you feel when you hear these?
They make it all worthwhile. That's why we show up for work every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you get that validation.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why we love what we do. And that was an unsolicited, email that we got after closing. We didn't ask for that feedback.
Exactly.
Which made it that much better.
Okay, which I'm sure happens all the time.
It does, but again, it's a highly emotional process and time for people. And,
and people almost want that closure.
They just want to move on.
They want to give you that, hey, thank you, one final thank you.
Yes, absolutely. We're very blessed to have wonderful clients.
Now, what can you offer that no one else can?
Service, and I know that's overused, probably. Service, but
customer service is huge,
right.
and
it's one thing to say it; it's another thing to do it.
Yes, and it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
Correct.
Like
just to give you some examples, we answer our phones. My team there's phone coverage in the evening and on weekends. Weekends are very important. People are out looking at properties, making offers. They want to know if I'm in a negotiation situation and I go up $10,000, what does that cost me? I have staff available to answer those questions on the weekends.
Yeah,
very
you
quickly.
have to.
Right, we can issue pre-approvals quickly on the weekends and send that over to the realtors that need it. Just yesterday, Priscilla in the office, we needed a bank statement. The client was camping with her son. We have authorization to get information. She went over to the credit union and got what we needed, submitted the loan, and we cleared it for closing for Friday. Done. So those are the things that my staff will do, that you're not going to get that service from, with no disrespect, your local bank or other financial institutions. They're not going to run around collecting your paperwork. Now, that's not ideally what we're looking to do, of course, but at the end of the day, the point is we'll do whatever it takes to help our clients. And if there's a situation that we can sort of step up, we're happy to do that.
And you're really going to go the extra mile,
Correct.
Go to the end of the earth, as far as you can take it. As far as you can take it, you're going to do everything you can.
That is our goal, yes.
Okay. Now, I love your answer when we were on the phone. I asked you, what do you think the biggest misconception is about the mortgage industry? Or a mortgage lender? And I love your answer. I hope you say the same thing you said to me on the phone. You don't remember. You basically said that it matters where you go.
Correct. Yes.
Because it
does make a difference.
Well, because when you're going to refinance, I can't tell you how many times before I even got into this marketing business and radio. I would just go to East West Mortgage and call. Nothing wrong with them, but I would call those types of people. And Quicken Loans was another one. Yeah. And I would just call those types of people. But I have to tell you that now that I'm so involved in my community, I realize how important it is to stay in your community.
Correct.
And I really wouldn't, everything I do now, it's done
differently.
It's done differently. I look for community first. I look for community first because I want that relationship.
I think people realize how important it is. I think it's easy to call the 800 number, to walk into the local bank because people feel as though it's a little more tangible. But again, that's hopefully what we're educating the community.
I would rather go to somebody I know, like you, and I would rather hand you my Social Security number, hand you all of my information about my income, hand you my banking information, than somebody over the phone that I don't know.
Right.
There's a safety and a trust thing there that it feels so much better.
Yeah, I think there's a misconception with all the mailing that takes place, or the existing servicing company that you might pay your bill to. You receive you've received mail from them saying we have a streamlined refinance program. Call the 800 number. A lot of consumers don't realize that what they're offering you can actually get that anywhere. they're not offering you anything special. And you're not marketed exactly. The marketing is done very well to make you believe that if you stick with your current servicing company or you go here, the process is going to be easier and a little bit more streamlined. That's not necessarily the case.
Now, what about the mortgage companies? I mean, I've done the Quicken and I've done the East West, and then they sell it to somebody else.
They sell the servicing.
Yeah. So what are they selling? Really? Are they selling my rate?
No, it's a secondary market is what's going on. They're selling the actual servicing of that loan, and that happens very frequently.
What does that mean, the servicing of the loan? What does that mean?
There are companies that are established to truly handle a majority of servicing, which is they maintain that payment and the servicing aspect of your loan. So for you, the consumer, it's who you write your check out to.
Yeah, but are they making money off?
That's a money making segment of the industry.
Really?
Yes.
Which there's nothing wrong with making money, because we all need to make money, right?
And it doesn't really affect you, the consumer, in the sense that you're just writing your check out to somebody else.
I know, but it almost feels like a little bit of a betrayal. Like all of a sudden I thought I was with you and now I'm with somebody else. And how did that happen? And did you have my permission?
And I'm sure that's a great question, because one of the many forms you'll sign at closing, at application, and then at closing is a servicing disclosure. Correct.
Okay.
And again, the loan officer should explain, that part of things to you.
Okay. And is that what do you do that?
We do. We sell off our servicing. We do maintain some of our servicing. We have the right to make that decision. So we have a secondary market
by being the lender.
As a lender, we have the ability to make those decisions. Okay. And so we do sell a certain amount of our loans off to secondary market. Okay. And the larger servicing companies.
Okay, which is
very common practice in the industry.
And there's no negativity.
Bank of America, some of your larger banks, so you think you might be, I'll go here because they're not selling off servicing. They have the right to do that at any point in time, and they have the right to exercise that. Whether or not they choose to today, they could tomorrow. And you've seen that over the past several years with Countrywide being bought by Bank of America selling off their servicing to other institutions. So.
Okay. So everyone's doing it.
And actually, absolutely, yeah, it's common business practice.
Okay. Who would you not sell off a loan for? Why would you not do it?
Portfolio, if it's a specialty product or a specialty loan and it's not saleable, which means that saleable loans are loans that are set up and underwritten on behalf of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guidelines or the government. So if we have a loan that doesn't meet the criteria of Fannie, Freddie, or the government, we might portfolio it. We might keep that in for servicing.
In for servicing. Okay. All right. Now, there's lots of different things to know. There's lots of different. Oh, we only got 2 minutes left. Darn it. Okay. What's the difference between a home purchase loan and a residential mortgage? Residential mortgage lending and a home purchase loan.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll skip that. When it comes to home loans and refinancing, what is the most important thing to remember?
Provide a complete. I guess when you're asked for documentation or provided with a list of documentation, it's very important to provide everything up front and complete as quickly as possible. And that's going to set you up for success or failure if you do not do that.
Okay. Sort of like, I want to say detectives, or investigators or whatever. You want to give them everything up front.
Everything.
So that
you name
lawyers.
It. We're going to find out regardless. Through the process, it's so diligent. We're going to discover things along the way. So, and a lot of times clients don't withhold information on purpose. They just don't realize it. So that's where we have to be really good at our interview process up front.
But if you have debt, you kind of have to give it up. You have
and
to
that
say,
shows up anyhow. And if not, it will show up. We will discover it somehow
at some point.
Yes.
Okay. Is financing risky? Refinancing. Can it be risky?
No, not in today's day. Not with regulation compliance. Loans have to go through a test, essentially, is the way I like to explain it. And we have to show that there's a benefit to the borrower in order to be able to close that loan. And that's a state and federal essential regulation. Okay. So there has to be a benefit. We have to prove that as a lender. Otherwise, we cannot close the loan. So I always say, my job is to help determine that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we have to go to a quick break. My guest is Stacey Jordan with Benchmark Mortgage, and you can find her at staceyjordan.benchmark.us, 15 South Park Avenue in Plymouth. You're listening to Powerful Women Revealed right here on 95.9 WATD. Welcome back to Power. I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and this is going to go by so fast. So
I'll talk quick.
I want to talk about PMI.
Okay.
Because I have PMI. It stands for what? Private
mortgage insurance.
Okay.
Essentially, years ago you had to have 20% down in order to purchase a home. The PMI came about, which is essentially an insurance policy to allow lenders to lend money to to homeowners so that they don't have to put 20% down.
Yeah,
so,
I've never put 20% down.
Most people haven't. And that's why I would say PMI is not the enemy. Although if there's a cheaper way to get into a mortgage, we're always looking for that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, somebody along the lines had mentioned to me if I, and I think I was looking to refinance a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And then I didn't do it. So somebody, I was on the phone with somebody, probably one of those things that came in the mail, which I won't do anymore. They said if I refinance now, my PMI is about to go away.
Okay.
Because I have paid
it cancels out.
It cancels out once there's...
At 78% loan to value, it cancels out automatically.
There you go. So it's about to go away, but if I refinanced, they would set in place a new PMI.
Correct.
And that would never go away.
So they were probably they were placing you in a loan program, and I will almost guarantee it's an FHA loan, and with FHA, it's a government insured program. Government decided, I don't know, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to not allow people to cancel that.
So if you have an FHA, you will always have PMI insurance.
Correct.
And it's probably because the majority of the people do not have the equity in the house.
That is one reason. Other reasons, FHA is a great program. It's a little more flexible from credit, and there's some other reasons as well. But it's a great program for what it's there for. But I always say it's a stepping stone program. You want to transition out of it.
Yeah, and when we first bought our house that we're in now, we actually did a 5-to-1 ARM.
Oh, yeah, ARMs are great.
Well, they're great.
For the right person.
Yes, yes.
And for the right reasons.
For the right reason, for the right person, and if you're going to get out of it.
They're coming back into the marketplace.
Really? Because, we were almost afraid we weren't going to be able to stay in the home because, when we got the 5-to-1 ARM, I don't think we were paying on the principal.
You were doing an interest only.
Yes.
Yeah, and what you experienced is sort of the reason why
we needed to do it to get into the home.
Right.
We knew that our income would increase over the years. We knew we'd pretty much be able to handle it.
Yeah.
And we needed to do it to get into the home. And then, shortly after getting into it, I think
it became more affordable, and you could transition into a more secure program.
Within the we didn't wait the 5 years, because it was a 5-year ARM.
Yep.
But within, we transitioned and we got the 30-year fixed.
Yes.
And that's what you really need it for.
The adjustables are great especially when you have an environment where interest rates are coming up, or for what you just described. But there's so much regulation and safety measures in place that people can't use that product the way you did years ago.
Okay. And what about reverse mortgages?
Reverse mortgages are wonderful.
And do you do those?
I do.
And
I have a
why
special
are they
designation to work with seniors 65 and older. It allows you the opportunity to have no mortgage payments.
I know, but so what is a reverse mortgage? Is it they have no...
You have a mortgage in place, just like a traditional loan, but the payments are not made until you either sell the home or the last person sort of passes away, and then that payment, the loan balance is then due for repayment within 6 to 12 months. But it allows sort of a senior. It's
like going right over my head, and I didn't really research it before today.
There's a lot to it, but it's a wonderful product for the right person. Again, it depends on your situation.
I actually thought it was very, in simplistic terms, I thought it was receiving a monthly payment rather than making.
You can use it for that also. You can utilize your equity and actually supplement your income, but not have to make a mortgage payment.
Okay, but if you're pulling from the house, eventually you will have a mortgage payment because you're taking away from it.
You will never have a mortgage payment.
If you pull from the house and receive a payment.
So those payments are sort of accrued over time. Almost pretend as though payments are being made monthly, but it's being accrued on a ledger, and eventually that final balance has to be paid whether when you sell the house or pass away.
Okay. Oh my God, there's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it, but it's a phenomenal product for the right person.
Okay. And then you can just really explain in more layman's terms.
That's a whole nother show, actually.
Layman's terms, really simplify it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, who do you turn to for business advice?
I'd have to say the owner of my company, who as an industry leader has been in the business for a long time, and when I'm looking for advice, I turn to him.
Okay, the owner of Benchmark.
Correct, owner of Benchmark Mortgage.
Okay, so there's like one owner of
There's
all
three
these
owners,
53
right.
locations or whatever?
Yeah, 3 owners actually. His name is Jim McMahon, and when I was making a decision on going to work and associating with Benchmark Mortgage, he was a big reason why I chose to do
so
that.
He's attainable for you?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I would
just
feel...
a phone call away, and that's the wonderful part of the company.
Wow.
Yeah, full access to ownership, one simple phone call.
Okay, all right. And what is the greatest piece of advice you ever gave somebody?
To save a little bit of money and not purchase a home quite yet. Which is not easy advice to give someone who's excited and really wants to go buy a home, but
save some money first.
Save a little bit of money, get your credit fixed.
How much money? What is the ideal percent? What's the percent you love when someone walks in your door and they say, "I've got 17% down"? Does that make you excited?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I love 100% financing, and I love working with clients that fit into 100% financing. The VA loan's phenomenal.
Okay.
There's Mass Housing and USDA and a few others, but I would say that's not how I might. That's not how I look at things. It's how stable is your job? What is your credit profile? Do you have past collections? Are you stable with respect to credit?
Yeah.
Do you have any reserves at all? But there's programs for people that can get gift from mom and dad and only have $2,000, but they have great income and employment. So why can't they purchase a home? That's not for me to. I'm not here to make that decision.
Okay. All right. And is cash king?
Not necessarily. No, not at all. That is a huge misconception.
We don't have time to talk. Why, real quick, why is it a misconception?
Because there's so many great programs out there that allow you to do 100% financing or get gift funds or put 3% down. And, home ownership, if you can get into a home instead of paying rent, it's still the best way to it's the best way to do that, especially in a market that's now starting to appreciate. Buy now when it's still a little bit lower.
Instead of
interest
paying
rates
rent.
are still in the 4s. And 3% in some cases. So, you look at some of that data, and if you can afford a mortgage, which might be the same as your rent, and get into it with 100% financing or 3% down, it is a no-brainer, and it makes tremendous sense.
Make it happen.
Correct.
Because it's a great asset.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you so much for being
welcome.
here. We
Thank
are out of time today. I want to thank you for listening and supporting all of these powerful women right along with me. I'm so blessed to have created this platform and to bring you all of these amazing women. To find all the Power Gals, you can go to powerfulwomenreveal.com. You can find Stacey again at Stacey with an E, jordan.benchmark.us. We're also on YouTube. I just want to remind everybody of that as well. I hope you will tune in next Sunday after the news at noon. I'm your host, Nicole Perry. I want to thank you again for listening. Have a great week, and remember, knowledge is power. I want to thank you so much for watching Powerful Women Revealed. Every powerful woman who has discovered her life purpose really deserves to be heard. And my mission is to connect these powerful women to you in a fun, entertaining, and educational way. Stacey has such integrity and a strong work ethic beyond her passion for helping her clients with one of the largest transactions that they may make. She was very courageous to open her own franchise with Benchmark, and I am proud to support her and help her gain more visibility to share her mission. At Powerful Women Revealed, we are strengthening who we are together, empowering women of all ages to follow their dreams, and we are bringing a spark of inspiration to the career women of our future. I am so proud to promote women in business such as Stacey. Hope you will tune in next time. Until then, I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and I want to thank you for supporting Powerful Women Revealed.